financially independent.
Okay.
I just looked it up. Denmark is definitely smaller in terms of population. It's only 5.7 million.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's about double that.
Yeah, how many square kilometers though?
Well,
20,000. 20,000
Class.
square kilometers.
Let's look it up. That's something I don't know, of course.
Israel is also 20,770 kilometers.
Okay. I'm good, I think.
43,000 square kilometers for Denmark.
How much?
43,000, but that
Okay.
includes Greenland, it seems. Oh wait.
No, it's like 2.2 million kilometers.
Okay, so you guys are like a third of the province that I live in. We live in
Yeah, that's what I was noting.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, that was without
square
Green-
kilometers wise.
With Greenland, it's 2.2 million
Yeah, you're pretty big.
square kilometers.
Wow.
If we
Greenland
include
is
Greenland,
friggin'
yeah.
Huge.
And
though.
the Faroe Islands is the ones that are still somewhat on the base level. And there are talk about both Greenland and the Faroe Island becoming independent, especially Greenland. And I know Canada wants part of Greenland. Damn greedy Canadians.
You're already big enough.
We're not big enough. We need more.
Yeah.
We need more space that we can't live in.
Yeah, exactly. But there are parts of Greenland that they assume there are a lot of natural resources.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna
there
say, I
are-
bet you there's oil up there.
Oh yeah, and there are parts of it that Canada, at least a few years back, said, "Oh, that's ours." That's totally
No
ours.
surprise. That would have probably been the Harper administration. They wanted to drill everything.
So guys,
I
are
don't
you
remember exactly.
ready?
No. Yes.
I'm ready.
I'm
Yep.
totally ready for a new brain. I still have a bad headache, so
Yeah.
Oh
please let
man.
that sucking brain thing out there take me.
How about you, Keenan? Are we on live after the
Yep.
intro? Everything is running.
Everything is running. I'm good.
Okay, the cameras, the crew, the cast, the.
I still can't see you, Ido. Can anybody else see his
Oh,
camera?
can see him.
I can see everybody.
Yep.
Damn it.
Damn it!
Oh well. I'll just,
Just-
live without seeing your pretty face.
Okay,
How much
hopefully
bonus XP is that worth?
Just immediately.
you get to keep your sanity. This is the bonus.
I don't need my sanity. Sanity is overrated.
So in our last episode, you made a contract with a fiend. The fiend came in the form of a beautiful draw woman, and in return for Galen's soul, she asked you to eliminate a a Neverwinter noble named Lord Waterweaver. This lord is apparently overseeing a secret shipyard ran by the Plague Mother cultists somewhere in the Neverwinter forest. So you shook hands, signed the dotted line, and made a pact. And she kind of realized that you are debating whether to free Harshnag first or go to the forest first. So she said that the frost giant might be a real real help if you decide to assault this shipyard. So you proceeded in your original plan to apprehend Stev and force him to reveal the Xanatar's hideout. Underneath the Guts and Glory Inn at the dockyard, you fought the assassin and his Zentarim sorceress. She escaped and you managed to subdue him. And he seemed very worried that you are all taken. He basically said that that all of Waterdeep's, like the lords and the leaders of the city are all under the influence of mind flayers, and he suggested that at the Xanatar's hideout there is an elder brain, some sort of a pool of gooey brain that kind of controls everything, and if we'll eliminate this monstrosity, then Waterdeep will be free again. So you descended to the Xanatar's hideout, and you indeed kind of saw a corridor covered with carving of an eye and some spectral eye stalk that was attached to the roof, to the ceilings of many of the chambers that you have entered. The place was basically empty, and that was probably because of the Blackstaff's attack at Skullport. She promised you that she will create a diversion. So this is probably underway, as the corridors that you have visited are empty. And then you have heard steps. I think it was someone, maybe Galen, took to scouting and saw a well-dressed dwarf walking with an emaciated elf. The elf had a tentacle attached to his head, and something was hovering above it. But I think Galen didn't remain there to actually see what was that. He returned to you, told you what he saw, and then you decided to find some shelter. You were in the middle of a corridor. You found this door leading to a tight staircase. You opened the door, crowded all the group into the tight staircase and closed the door, but then Rukvi decided to kind of peek, and all you saw the dwarf passing by, and then the elf passing by, but then like a mass of tentacles followed the elf, and one of the tentacles kind of pushed through and opened the door slowly. And this is where we stopped last time.
And it wasn't Galen that scouted.
So who was it?
They left Galen outside last time, since
What?
I wasn't there, sadly.
What? No, I don't think so. I think...
Oh yeah, they said it left it outside with their Alethea's servant.
Oh, you did? They did? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
after
fine.
getting charmed by the demon.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh yeah.
So maybe it was Rukvi.
But we can say I was inside. I've caught up with them.
You could have
They
sneaked
were
in.
hiding inside.
Okay.
I was stealthy. They couldn't see me before now.
Okay, let's do it this way. Otherwise, it might take some time until we introduce you to the game.
Yeah. Oh, I could just hang outside while the rest of them die in there the entire session.
No.
It could be like a room behind us or something like that, trying to catch up. It could be all over the place.
Well, then I would be. That would be the hallway with the brain thing and.
So let's.
No.
You left him with Fillory?
Yeah, Fillory and Orn.
Okay. So yeah, let's assume you have. Okay. So you know what? Let's assume that you're not here for the time being, and if within 5 minutes I won't be able to integrate you into the session, then we'll figure out something. Okay.
Hey, then I'll go to bed. Yeah. Bye. No, I'll stay here for the entire session.
Okay.
No
So
matter what.
what do you do, guys?
So the tentacles coming in through the door,
Just
which
one.
I'm peeking through.
Just one of them.
Okay. I want to freak out and smash the door on the tentacle.
Okay. Make a strength.
I'm
yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm sending 2 of my spiders like in the direction of the doorway.
I'm gonna back up.
Okay, so Rukvi, behind you, 2 spiders are crawling, like on the ceiling and on the wall next to you. If you want to slam the door, you can do it. Make a strength check for me.
All right, Rugby, come on, you're strong. 12. Come on, Rugby.
12.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Still above average.
So a 12 is enough to slam the door. Now the tentacle is severed and it falls on the floor twitching with some brainy fluid coming out of its severed end.
I kick it away from me, and I see the spiders, and I screech, and I run to you guys at the end of the middle of the room, and just take out my shield and ready up.
Okay, so one of the spiders simply gobbles up the tentacle.
I shiver.
So disgusting.
Delicious.
And then you hear a knock on the door.
Damn it.
Okay.
Man,
Come in. No. Go away is the correct response. We're not here.
They're not here.
Dave's not here, man.
So the door opens again, only like halfway, and then you hear a deep voice says, Gnarl says that you've hurt his pet. Now that's not very nice of you. You're guests here.
Oh, we're guests.
And the master wants to talk to you.
Master who, I'll say.
Well, there's only one master here, the Eye, of course.
Xanathar?
Yes.
Guys, I don't know if that's a good idea.
We will speak to your master, but only under the condition that you free our friend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which friend would that be? I have a lot of friends here.
The frost giant. I suppose there's only one frost giant here, or you have.
No, just one. But you have to take it with the master. I unfortunately I'm not qualified to make such decisions myself.
I turn to Andorus and say, and also Peleus and anybody who can hear me behind my shield, maybe we just go along with it, and as soon as we get a chance, we run.
If
We run.
we run, we need to get to Harshnag, but I don't wanna look at a beholder in the eye.
I don't want to see any of its eyes.
We'll all die.
That's what I'm saying. We go deeper, and then we bolt as soon as we get a chance.
We'll speak. What about we speak to their master if they show us that Harshnag is still alive? Like, we need to see him. Then maybe we mount a rescue at that point.
Okay.
So, Rukvi, I'm assuming that you are the closest to the door. Make a perception check.
All right. Perception. 21.
Yeah.
Amazing. With a 21, you can hear a soft voice also behind the door, probably whispering at the dwarf's ear. This is not a good idea.
I whisper to you guys, they think this is not a good idea.
Then we're agreed.
Yes, we will come with you.
But
And
we need to know
Yes.
that our friend is alive. We need you to show us to Harshnag.
Well, I believe that if you will talk to the master and bring your case to him, he will probably be kind to maybe consider your request. After all, he did ask us to bring you to you safe and sound.
Really? That's interesting. Why would you want us here safe and sound after sending a couple of monstrosities to kill us?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry for that. I don't think it was an attempt to kill you. I think he just wanted you here. But since you are here, It solves a lot of our problems.
We still need to see our friend first. We'll speak to your master, but after we know that our friend is alive.
Well, I believe that can be arranged. So please, can I open the door without you attacking?
Do you have spiders with you?
Me? No.
Well, then, yes.
And then he turns, Narl, do you have any spiders on you? And he and you only you, Rukvi, hear the elf says, I still think it's a bad idea.
So hold on, the tentacle that you obviously just severed. What was that from?
You haven't seen.
It's an elf and a dwarf, right?
So the elf.
There was some tentacles floating. We didn't see what it came from.
Yeah, the elf had a tentacle attached to his brain, and something was hovering above him, but you didn't see what it was.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I kind of think we should let them open the door, but
Yeah.
And should we let them open the door, or should we let them open the door as I heft my hammer?
Well, I don't know. You know, again, let's just do a quick thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs down, we kill them.
Oh.
But
wait, no, before you... No.
Come on, you can't waffle. You got to pick a side.
Wait, I want to try to intimidate them first.
I could try and charm one of them.
So Pelias tells the guy, look, the way I see it, we have two options here. You can either show us that our friend is okay, and then we'll talk to your master, everything peaceful, and he can get his talk, we can get our friend, all good. But we need to see our friend first, so it's either that or we will just go and take him without talking to anyone. So
Ooh, okay.
And as you can see, we have some giant spiders with us. So
that's awesome. Make an intimidation check.
Intimidation. Okay, that's a 6.
Okay, so
they probably have a lot of spiders around here. Not really afraid of them.
They're like spiders, whatever.
He says, well, while I do appreciate your loyalty to your friends, I must say that guests are treated much better than intruders here.
I vote yes, by the way.
So 4 no's and 1 yes.
Okay.
Could you elaborate more about the terms about the treatment of guests here?
What? Sorry?
Could you elaborate some more about how you treat your guests in here?
Oh, we have an arena of a sort. There is a competition held there. There will be wine, food, entertainment, and the presence of the all-seeing eye.
And are we part of the entertainment, or are we enjoying the entertainment?
Oh, no. As I said, you are guests. Guests are treated with the best of delicacies, wine, and you have a seat reserved next to our master's, how do you call it in a football, where you have a booth? Yeah. Next to our master's booth. The best seat in town, except of that of my master.
Okay, I'm kind of interested now.
I'm trying to.
It'll be a public arena. Yeah, well, it'll be like an arena, like a public place. I don't know that he's just going to go all willy-nilly with his eye stalks.
I tried to get some to see if to roll an insight to see if he's trying to cover up something.
Yeah, go for it.
Not so great. Insight. You got a 12.
Okay, so you believe he is actually sincere. You sense no, you don't sense that he is deceiving you.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
You can come in.
So more tentacles kind of pour into the room and kind of open the door, and then you can see a very, very well-dressed dwarf. He's very short. His scalp is totally bald. He has this huge beard, and he's wearing a kimono, which is very soft and very luxurious. And he's wearing sandals. No socks, but just like Japanese sandals. He is holding an umbrella, which is tucked and closed, and on his other arm, he is holding his helmet, which is like a magnificent piece of metal, steel, gold, but he's just holding it like that. And behind him, you can see this living skeleton. It's an elf. Very old, looks like he has been traumatized for who knows how much time. On his there is a tentacle attached to its head, and you can actually hear the sucking sound of that tentacle, like it's sucking something from his skull. And above the elf is hovering this huge brain with a beak protruding outside, like from it. And this creature has tentacles. One of them is attached to the elf, and he looks like there is an expression on his head, like he's in total, like he's horrified all the time.
Oh my
Is it
goodness.
an elf or is it a creature?
What?
Is it an elf or is it a creature above it?
The elf. The creature above it is just a brain with tentacles and a beak.
The tentacles, how long is the reach of them? Because Rukvi tries to stay as far away from those as
So if you keep your distance from the elf, you'll probably be fine. The dwarf points at the direction of the corridor that you have already entered. So the corridor kind of slopes down. There's a staircase, and then it curves to the right. And he simply points in the direction of the corridor. So you may continue, please.
You first. You.
Oh, of course, no problem. And he simply stomps forward. The elf tries to follow him, so it's really up to you if you want this stream of tentacles to kind of touch you, or do you kind of... Okay, so you stick to the walls. Okay, so I need you all to make dexterity checks to make sure that the tentacles don't touch you as you kind of...
6 for Rukvi.
Okay.
8.
Okay.
Does my zombie matter?
It's not attacking you. You're simply trying to avoid it. Avoid
Okay.
the touch.
Well, okay, then I have an idea. I'm just gonna make sure that I'll mentally command Garrett to actually get touched by a tentacle.
Okay.
See what happens.
So
I got a 21.
Such a jerk.
11 for okay. So Forgar and Rukvi, you are caressed by one of those tentacles. It's a hairy, slithery, icky thing.
Rukvi moves to the back. He's not leaving this one. He's not your tank anymore.
Coward.
So
grossed out.
Okay, so you.
Are there any markings, by the way, on the elf? Anything that shows up on his clothes, or?
That's actually a good question. Let me see, maybe.
While he's looking that up, Rukvi, aren't you like Rothmere Viking kind of guy?
Mm-hmm. Well, partially.
You're the scarediest little Viking I've ever seen.
His
Spiders!
personality. Yeah, it really just doesn't fit in with the warrior-like Rothian people.
So hence he's a diplomat.
I mean, he's not. I don't think he's a diplomat now. I think that's. But yeah, he grew up for a bit with a bunch of druids in the Moonshae Isles, so. With a bunch of like hippie druids there, so he can
so he smells like patchouli.
Makes him weak.
Yeah, good.
Strong emotionally.
Okay.
But his chakra is centered.
Yeah.
Quarian, make a
He's got
perception
really
check.
good posture.
Sorry.
Quarian, make a perception check.
Okay. I got 15.
Okay, so with a 15, you do realize that this elf has no okay, so first, it's a draw elf, so not a regular elf, and you see no affiliation among its clothes to any house that you know. Usually, draws live in clans or houses, and usually they kind of show off their affiliation, but this one doesn't.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Exile, maybe.
Okay.
Outcast.
So you follow the corridor, the dwarf and the elf, as it kind of curves, and you entered a magically lit circular chamber, which is basically an arena with a sort of a sidewalk that kind of circumvented up to a point in which there are many stone benches below a big booth made of glass. Inside, so the inside of the arena is obviously covered with sand, and there are blood stains here and there with weapons thrown in. You can see a minotaur standing there with this huge axe, and the remains of people around him. Obviously humans, some young, some old. You don't recognize any piece of clothes that kind of gives out their identity. But he's just standing there panting to the cheers of roughly 15 men, goblins, hobgoblins that are sat on the benches, on the stone benches. Inside the glass booth, you can see 12 hovering lights, okay, in different colors. And when the dwarf enters this arena, and immediately you can smell, blood, sweat, and the smoke of torches that are placed for atmosphere, because there is a big lump of magical light that kind of provides enough lighting for all this environment. But the torches and the blood and the sweat kind of hits you dead on. And when the dwarf and the elf enter this arena, they bow toward the hovering lights and say something of a sort like, "Oh, the all-seeing eye," and then they bow and enter the sidewalk. And the dwarf points to the stone benches directly beneath the glass cube and says, "Please."
Did you say there's 50 people watching, or 15?
15.
1-5. Okay.
Yeah, 1-5.
That's not a lot.
I believe you said that you were going to
Damn.
What?
No,
I'm
he said we'd
keeping my
have to
head down, by
negotiate.
the way. I'm keeping my head down a little bit. I look at the ground. I don't look up too much.
He is the all-seeing eye, though. I mean,
so when we get closer to the glass booth, can we see inside it? Is it just lights, or are those lights?
Just lights. Just lights. Hovering balls of lights, and there are 12 of them. They are kind of arranged in a circular pattern. And just as you enter, 4 people are kicked into the arena. One of them is a young halfling, obviously, out of it. She doesn't have any weapon. She kind of rushes and searches in the dirt for something, as the Minotaur kind of fixate on her. The other one is Galen. And the third one is Fillory.
Snap.
Nice.
Oh.
All right.
There is some commotion. There is like, think of it this way: there is an arena, the stone benches above it, and there's a tunnel, you know, that leads into the arena from which all those people came in. There is a commotion there, and then another one is being kicked into the arena, and you all identify him as Zolkin. This is the deformed Zentarium agent that you have met, or some of you have met in Nightstone. I think only Forgar is the only remaining.
Quarian also.
I know
Quarian
that guy.
also. Right. Yeah. So he's also thrown into the arena.
I do not remember this guy at all.
Is that Galen? Oh no! Rugby begins running down and is about to jump in as well.
Yeah, I will immediately send 2 of the spiders to web the Minotaur or Centaur or whatever it is, and I will keep one of them by my side as I approach the ring a little bit to look down.
The glass booth, is there, if I was to go like against the wall beneath it, I'd be out of visual range?
No, you can see what's going on inside.
Well, I mean the if there was actually a beholder above me, could it see me?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay. Can I cast a spell?
So if this is your curse of action, please roll initiative.
While they're doing this, the only thing I'm doing is like trying to look up at them and then softly just shake my head to tell them to not do anything.
Yeah, we're gonna listen to that.
Yes, of course you are. I know. I'm trying.
No.
Well, if I see that, I won't cast my spell. I'll still roll initiative. I'm just gonna put the crown on my head, though. Ooh, 22. Oh, wait, 20 for me. Do you want me to roll?
Only 20?
Yeah, I rolled a 19. Do you want me to roll for Fillory as well?
Yes, please.
24 from Galen.
Wait. I'm not writing it down because I won't tell you why. But now I'm ready. Okay. So, yeah. Initiative scores?
Pelias 12.
Pelias.
got 11.
Rugby got a 10.
Quarian
I got
at
a
11.
5.
Rukvi at 10.
Yeah.
Forgar at 5.
Yeah.
24 for Galen.
Woo!
So I'm ready to roll all ones now.
Got that out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm missing someone. Enderist.
I got a 20 and Fillory got a 22.
So you can act together.
Okay.
Enderist and... Okay. That's awesome. So... Okay, so Galen, all you remember is that you were under the custody of both Fillory and Orn, but someone ambushed the three of you. You believe that the assailants knew Fillory. And they broke into Enderist's safe house, tried to apprehend her. She put up a fight. Then Ern tried to join the fight, and then everything was a mess. And then you found yourself, with a sack on your head, and then thrown into the arena. Roll a perception check. I want to see if you heard something before being thrown. 18. So with an 18, you believe that your entrance to the arena was timed to be in accordance to when your friends kind of stepped in. Okay. You also heard someone talking about casting spells within the arena, and it will be very interesting to see the look on their faces when they try it. Cool.
It's good to be a paladin.
So, what do you want to do?
I will step out, shout loudly, "How dare you send defenseless civilian like us in here?
So you
We'll just be slaughtered by that huge minotaur as I'm approaching it, just for the entertainment of all these monsters. Like, you look like some evil bastard," and I'll point up at like Rugby.
Rugby looks
Foul
shocked,
creatures.
but he keeps running.
Of course you do. And I know that there is no magic down here, but you won't get us. The common people will rise up and take down the evil overlords. I assume I have no weapons on me.
So you assume wrongly. You actually have all your equipment on you. But as you finish your speech, like half of the crowd kind of come up. You know, these are goblins and hobgoblins and a few humans, and they cheer you like, yeah! And then they are kind of, you know, smacked on their head by their friends and say, no, these are not on our side.
Yeah. I cheer for Dylan too. Start cheering.
Go!
So there is.
And then I'll say, "I'll bravely die to show my conviction. A simple stick against a huge egg." And then I'll start smacking the minotaur.
Okay.
I try to,
Oh, no.
I start singing a song, trying to give him like a Frederick inspiration.
Okay.
I don't think you can do that
If that gives
yet.
more
You have to
guidance,
do it on your turn, I think.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you have to do it on your turn, of course. But
Well, not a one. That's a crit.
Oh no.
Well, I rolled poorly on damage, so it's only 13 points of damage on the first attack.
Nice.
And then I'm spending a key point to make it a stunning strike.
okay.
So it needs to do a Constitution save. DC 13.
Failed.
Good, it's stunned. Then I'll
Okay.
hit it again. With
Do you-
advantage.
Do you get anything?
Done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's 21 to hit for 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'll spend another key point to do Flurry of Blows and kick it twice. So that's a 26 and a 12 only on the last one.
12 to hit doesn't cut it.
Okay. But 6 more damage.
Okay, so
that's
you
26 in total.
so you smack it a few times, and the flurry of blows, like the last one, kind of, you know, you can see a tooth flies out of the arena, and then kind of click, 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 click on the stone benches, and everybody are kind of, you know, there is a hush in the crowd, like, and then, you know, the Minotaur, like very Arnold Schwarzenegger from him, is kind of.
Sadly, I can't see the camera, so I can't see what you're doing.
Yeah, maybe
Slow head
Oh, that's
turn
hilarious.
towards you.
Oh.
And then I'll say, you don't. I bet you don't even want to attack a simple farmer like me, totally defenseless. Because I know he's stunned and can't.
I'd add air quotes when you said that.
Okay, so that was Galen's amazing turn. Enderist.
Hey, I missed once. That's bad. I had advances on that. Come on. I still missed.
So did I hear you right? Say there's no magic down there? Was that in your speech?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to use the crown, and I'm going to summon an earth elemental right in front of Fillory, between her and the Minotaur.
Okay, awesome. So you concentrate and channel the energy of the crown and project it into the arena. As the creature bursts from the ground, you can see suddenly 4 like diamond-like stones that were embedded in the wall and basically were opaque and similar to the stone around them suddenly flare, and the power of the magic simply is sucked into those stones, and your creature kind of crumbles back into nothingness. And when you do that, all the crowd, like the 15 people on the the stone benches, they kind of look at you and start shouting, "Hey, fool! That's not allowed! You're cheating, cheater! No magic! What's that? Boo!" And they start throwing vegetables and.
Okay, I'm gonna start walking towards the crowd then.
Okay, you bump into a goblin who has straps on his shoulders and a kind of a tray with bowls of something, and he looks at you and says, "Rat pies?"
I'm gonna ignore him and just
The answer is yes.
walk.
Yeah.
Ooh, red pie, and just keep walking calmly towards the crowd.
Okay, so you do that.
So he'll just spend his movement walking over to them.
That's awesome.
Fillory?
Yeah, do that.
I need to know which fillory you want me to use.
Oh my god. Which one you like best?
Which one do I like better? You know the one I like better. She's good. You said there's weapons on the ground?
Yes, but if she had any weapons on her, she can use them. They basically brought it. Okay.
She doesn't carry any weapons. She'll just grab a pair of short swords or daggers or short sword dagger, whatever she can, and back away as far from the Minotaur as she can get.
Okay. The crowd boos her. Boo! Attack the Minotaur! Boo! Chicken!
She definitely looks scared.
Okay. So you are walking toward the glass cube?
No, the crowd of like hobgoblins and goblins and stuff like that.
That's fine. Great. Peleus, you're up next.
Okay, I will send one of my spiders down and see what happens.
Okay. So as it enters the arena, it kind of goes back to the place it came from. It kind of turns into a cloud or something like that.
No, it gets really small again.
Oh,
it's not summoned. It's like enhanced. Okay. How deep is the arena down from the?
That's a good question. It's a 40-foot high domed ceiling, 10 foot high. So you have to kind of drop 10 foot.
So it would be possible for like to get someone out of there, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
10 foot.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, I'm shouting to the group of people down there. Come here, I'll help you out.
Boo, cheater, cheater. If you want to participate, you have to pay the fee and register at the dwarf post. and then you can find it. Boo.
Proof of insurance.
Signing an NDA.
Wait, do you guys think that, like, does my beast shape like count as a
magic
spell? Yeah.
Well, worst case scenario, you'd turn back. Like, I don't think it would hurt you.
And then I'll die. Yeah, and then I'll die. Great.
You'll die.
You won't die. I'm here.
So, what are you kind of reaching out to someone, or how do you want to do this? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I kneel down and
Okay.
try to help someone up.
Cool. So the halfling is about to run at your direction. It's still not their turn, basically, but you can see the intention. The Zentarim agent, Zolkin, waves at Quarian and then picks up a sword from the arena and rushes to the Minotaur. In Fillory, you said she backs up. So this, but they still don't do it. Okay, it's just to describe their intentions. Quarian, you are up. But just before you manage to do something, you can see the circles of light, those bubbling lights. They kind of flare, and then the dwarf rushes to the cube, to this booth, with its sandals kind of clicking on the stone floor, and his umbrella kind of, yes, master, yes, master. And then he kind of tilts its ear as if being, you know, like
listening.
Yeah, exactly. Someone is talking to him, but you don't hear anything, of course. So, what do you do?
What about the elf guy? Is he still around there?
Who?
The elf with the tentacles.
He's just behind you. He's just behind you, watching. He actually has this, you know, "I told you so" expression on his face, as he's looking at the dwarf. But other than that, he doesn't do anything.
Okay. So you mentioned that I just saw Zolkan about to attack. Did he already attack the Minotaur?
No, it wasn't his turn, like, per se. So.
Okay. Would a Bardric inspiration be considered a magical ability? Can be dispelled?
I don't know.
I don't think it is.
It doesn't say anything about it in the book.
I think it seems to me like something. It's a song or something. I don't know. Probably magic, but.
So I'm gonna try to give it. I'm gonna try to give it.
Okay.
It's all on the Bardric inspiration die.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can see anything inside the dome. If I can, with a perception check. Is there anything else I can see inside there? Other than those lights inside there.
Oh, okay. That's so make a perception check. So you kind of strum a chord.
I got 17.
Okay. That's a perception check, right? So as you kind of scan everything, you can see Zolkan kind of points at one of the sides of the arena with its sword, kind of nudging you to get there. Same as Peleus. Like Peleus is kind of leaning to pick someone up, so Zolkin seems to do the same, or hint to the same for you. But then he rushes to attack the Minotaur. You actually see at the bottom of the booth there is some sort of a rune or a sigil etched into the glass floor.
Is this what he was pointing at?
No. He's pointing like at one of the terraces, just kind of, you know, meet me there.
Oh, so what did you say about the room? I'm sorry.
At the glass floor of the booth in which you have those hovering eyes, you can see a sigil etched there, probably magical.
Is it something I can try to understand what it is?
You'll have to get you'll have to get closer, but you think you will.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna nudge you guys over. I'm gonna tell you guys, let's move in that direction. He's trying to tell us to go over in that direction.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it quietly so that the elf and brainy thing won't hear us.
Okay. You bump into yet another goblin who asks you, "Sturge intestines?
I'll have two, please.
2, please.
Salted or sugared?"
One of each.
So he brings you, and also like this small mug of ale with a stamp in the form of an eye.
Awesome.
I feel like you'd need chopsticks to eat those properly.
Do you have an idea how much I should pay for him?
You don't think they are actually getting paid, but tips will always, like, you know, most
tips
welcome.
are always welcome.
Yeah.
I'll give him a gold coin.
Oh, it kind of jumps up and down and bites at it and then puts it in his pocket. And then he says, "I will treat you with something special later on."
Ugh.
I can't wait.
Okay, so as you go to toward the booth,
Okay.
Rook V, make a sorry, not a constitution. Make that an intelligence saving throw.
Oh damn! I was hoping it was Constitution instead of Intelligence. 17 though.
17.
My -1.
So you are assailed with a headache, but you kind of manage to push through, and then you can feel something wet on your lip, upper lip, and you touch it, and you can see blood. You're bleeding from your nose. What do you want to do?
Well, as I'm running, I touch my nose and and then I realize I'm falling as I'm falling into the pit of sand, and then I land, and I forget about that, and I run towards the Minotaur with my hammer.
Okay, amazing. So you are still able to make an attack, and you have an advantage because he is stunned.
Sorry?
You manage to attack the Minotaur, and you have advantage because he is stunned.
All right.
And as you're approaching, I'm saying like, no, don't attack me! You're a creature!
Fear not, Galen. I'm here to rescue you.
Who's Galen?
Fear not, simple farmer.
Boo! You don't get any XP for that. You haven't registered with the dwarf. Boo!
I got a 19 on my first one.
Hit.
So that's 6 bludgeoning, and then second attack.
Yeah.
With advantage, 25. No crit yet. And a 17. I mean, a 7 to that.
Okay, amazing.
Total of 13 damage.
Okay, so as he kind of stands like in Mortal Kombat.
Exactly. Fighting Goro.
Okay, amazing. So that was Rook V, and now Forgar.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm stoked on this Thunderdome, so I want to like jump and swing with my axe at whatever the centaur is there.
Oh, is there like a point in the arena where you can jump from the top and smack him?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Plunging attack?
Well,
Yeah.
absolutely, there has to be that, yeah.
Okay.
There's even a
That's what
chandelier
I'm
to
going
swing
for.
on.
So yeah, go for it. As you kind of jump, you know what? Make a strength athletic check to see if you can actually.
28.
Amazing! Amazing!
Oh my god!
So think about it this way: there is a slow motion. Okay, all the crowd are kind of following you with their gaze, and you can see one of the goblins kind of chewing on steward's intestines. Someone is drinking, spilling all the beer. Everybody correct.
And then that is a 24 to hit.
Oh, amazing.
Wow.
The best thing I've done this whole campaign.
Yep. And don't forget your second attack.
Yeah, don't worry.
Damage?
Remember, it's with an advantage.
Oh, I was just stoked on the fact that I hit, that I wasn't at all prepared on that. I don't even know what to do now.
You do have an advantage, so roll twice, just for the sake of a crit.
No, same thing.
Okay.
That is max fucking damage.
Oh.
That is
What?
21. No, 8. No, 11. 11.
Okay,
11, not 20. Yeah. Does the frost thing work in here?
So you actually hit, so no.
No, I meant I have written down that it also does a d6 of frost damage.
Oh, got it. So you hit with your axe, but then the magic kind of fizzle out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I'm gonna go for the second hit on the same guy.
Okay.
17.
17 hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is 7 damage.
Amazing. So as you kind of jump and smack it, it kind of, takes a step back and then another step back, just about to fall. But then...
Oh, look, Quarian, our little boy's all grown up. I'm so proud of you.
So Galen, it is stunned until the end of
my turn.
End of your turn.
Wow.
Your next
Right
your
on.
next turn.
Yeah, next turn.
Okay,
Yes.
got it. Great. So he's still out. That's amazing. Okay, so at this point I need you know what? I'll roll. I don't know who should. Make it Peleus. Peleus, make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. 23, no problem.
23, so you are assailed with a headache, but you push through, and then something wet on your upper lip, and then you can see some blood. You're bleeding from the nose.
Okay.
Okay, at this point, Zolkin attacks the Minotaur with a short sword. Whoops. And actually hits. But the Minotaur is still up in spite of all this, all those gashes and blood and axes and swords. It's still up. And then it rushes. Zolkin rushes to meet with you, Quarian, next to the booth. The halfling rushes to Peleus. Peleus, make a strength check. See if you can pull her up.
Yep.
Okay, show.
It's a 14.
A 14. So with a 14, yes, you manage to pull her up. And she clings to you. You immediately see that she is very, very young. Almost a teenage halfling. And according to her address, you believe she is a resident of Waterdeep. And her eyes are big and she kind of, doesn't know what to do. She simply clings to you.
I tell her, just stay here and don't be afraid of the spiders. And is anyone else coming my way?
So actually, two of the hobgoblins who are very annoyed at your attempt to steal their entertainment, they kind of rise from their seat threateningly, approaching
Remember
you.
that there's still two giant spiders next to me.
Yeah. So
Didn't they shrink?
only one
No,
of them.
just one of them.
Just one of them. So if you want, I will let you make an intimidation check to kind of look them down as they get up.
Okay, will do. Intimidation 16.
Okay. So they get up, and then you look them in the eye, like hinting at your spiders, and they sit down, like still looking at you, but they sit down and stay out of it, which is awesome. So at this point, we had the Minotaur with the Halfling. Fillory is backing up. Okay, the dwarf rushes down back to Quarian, actually, because you are the closest one. You know what? Anderist was sitting at on the benches.
I was walking towards the crowd.
Okay, so
Of onlookers.
Okay,
Quarian would
so
be
Quarian, yeah. So he approaches Quarian, and he gives a look to the elf, like, yeah, I told you so, but still. And then he looks at you and says, this is all wrong. The master wants to talk to you.
Oh, we'll talk to him after his entertainment is over.
Oh, I got it. And he turns around and runs back to his master. So that's also a thing. And then we are back at Galen's turn.
I'll be back in a minute, guys.
Okay.
Yes. I'll mumble something about them stealing all my glory down here in Philobus, and then I'll try and finish off this Minotaur.
Okay.
With two. Oh, that's another crit on that quarter staff.
No.
If I didn't have advantage, that would have been a fumble, but that's an 18 on the second attack.
Okay. So 2 hits.
Damn, Galen.
Yeah, so that's 23 in total.
Oh, wow.
First
Wait,
two attacks.
wait. I think you've just dropped it. Let me just count here. 20.
I'd hope so.
Jeez.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So with that stick on its head, like, and he straightened up and then.
Then for my bonus attack, I'll just step up on it as it's lying down, grab onto one of like its horn, and then with Mother Fist I smash down there so I break the horn off and just pull it off.
Oh, so you hold it up.
Yeah.
The crowd
I told
like
you,
this.
the little people, the common people will rise up.
So
I
I
like
lift you up
Gladiator Galen.
in my arms and just cheer. Yeah.
So the crowd is
Definitely.
actually cheering up with you, and some of them throw money at you. So gold coins and an occasional chain or a small ruby or something like that. Yeah, they throw it on you and cheer. Even the goblins are happy. That's amazing. That's simply amazing. And the wrist.
Okay. Well, now that that's over, I'll just walk through the crowd. I'm just gonna like dead eye everybody, and I'm gonna reach down and try and help Fillory up as much as I can.
Okay.
Do you still have the crown on?
Yes.
What did I miss? How's the Minotaur?
Down.
Ga-
Galen
yeah.
destroyed it.
Galen destroyed it. So you help Fillory up, and the crowd is kind of, unsure because basically the competition was won. So you help her up, and then you can hear the dwarf shouting at you, over here, we saved you your special seats here.
Okay. Well, I'll take her back there.
Okay.
Did Zolkin come over?
So for now, let's drop initiative. Zolkin, he does come up and he kind of reaches out to you as if wanting you to pull him up. And as you take his hand, if you take his hand, do you take his hand?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
He, to your surprise, he's pulling you down. So you don't fall into the arena, but you kind of fall to your knees. And then he whispers something on your ear. He says, "The Ring of Winter is within reach. Save Kevan. He's an expert on the subject. And then free the giant. He knows its location. I have some score to settle here. Hurry!" And then he puts something into your arm, your hand, and then he runs back to the tunnel from which he came.
Wait,
what?
Can you repeat what he said? The Ring of Winter is near?
He says,
Kavan?
yeah, he said, the Ring of Winter is within reach. Save Kevan. He is an expert on the subject. And then free the giant. The giant knows its location. He says also that he has some score to settle here. He then rushes back to the tunnel, but in your hand now lies the other half of the sending stone.
Oh. Okay.
So I still don't remember who this guy is.
Who is Kavan?
He was the leader of the mercenary group.
Yeah.
Attacked the Nightstone city that you went up against.
You guys got along very well,
the
remember?
guy that
The
bitch
one with
slapped
the-
us.
the dragon hide leather.
Yeah,
Everything
him.
like badass, yeah.
Who?
Black Dragon, dude.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
How do you
Kevan is the one-armed Centaurian we met out
So,
on the
yeah, so just to
Greek
make,
island.
yeah, just to sort things out. Zolkin was the leader of the Seven Snakes Company that entered Nightstone and basically took control of the city. He is deformed, and a sun elf, deformed, heavily deformed, and you had some
From acid, right?
acid, or he fought a dragon according to rumor. So this is the one just now telling Quarian that basically Kevan and Harshnag are here. They are both they both can be used to locate the Ring of Winter. They then run to the tunnel, saying that he has a score to settle, but giving Quarian the second half of the Sending Stone, the monster left with its son. So you have that now. Now, Kevan is the Zentarim wizard you have struck a deal with to teleport Harshnag out of the Remorseless. And if you remember, the black stuff said that they both were spell snatched.
Yeah.
Okay. So you believe that Kevan
I'm
is...
confused about where you got this sending.
Okay.
And why did he say that we should rescue Kavan first instead of?
Because Kavan's an expert on the Ring of Winter.
Did I meet any of them, Ido? Were I here long enough to be like put into prison with Harshnag or Kevan?
So you believe that there are two prisons in this complex. One of them is kind of, the prison for the entertainment, and one of them is like the maximum security prison. It's you haven't visited it. You don't know where it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were the rabble, common people that couldn't fight back anyway.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's fine.
So that was what Zolkin did. So what you guys want to do? The dwarf basically signals to all of you to approach. All of the other people of the crowd, some of them leave, some of them are hopping down to the arena to kind of see what the Minotaur has in his pockets. What do you want to do?
So I'll go back to where we were seated. I'll leave Hillary kind of just like at the back with Garrett Zombie.
I'm going to pocket the other half of the sending stone. I'm going to inspect it before to see if there's any inscription on it or anything that's anything obvious. And if not, I'm just going to pocket it and get back to you guys.
Okay. The dwarf sends his goblin waitress to kind of fetch you real food and drink.
Yes.
So he kind of says, sorry about those previous dishes. Obviously not something appropriate for people of your stature.
So I'm going to look at the dwarf in the eye and say, I thought you said your guests were treated well under here. I do not appreciate you sentencing my servant to die in the arena.
And he kind of look. Oh, your servant. I'm terribly sorry. Probably a mistake in our at the accountant office. I will check it with him. It happens.
You're a liar, and if I prove it, I'm going to kill you.
He smiles. Well,
yeah,
we are we kind of settled the score. You killed my pet Minotaur, so, and he looks at Galen. So I'll forgive you this time. And then you all hear this thin voice wailing, like in your heads around, sort of. Excuse me? Does any one of you need to do that pee thing or poo thing?
I can pee.
I can pee.
So yes, so please, Magero, show them the restroom. Just make sure they use toilet paper appropriately, and that they don't clog the pipes.
Is this one of those bathrooms where you don't get to flush? You have to put it in the waste can.
So the dwarf kind of showed a way toward this opening in one of the walls. And you, Rukvi, as you look at it, I need you to make a perception check. as you look at the opening towards the toilet.
You
No,
cut
okay.
out for a second.
What?
Yeah, you're cutting out.
How now better?
Mhm.
So the dwarf kind of points to an opening in the wall, saying that these are the restrooms if you want to use them. And Rukvi, as you look there, because you said you can pee, you think you see something in the shadow of the opening. Please roll a perception check.
I really gotta go. Because I rolled a natural one.
Okay. Peleus, at this point, the halfling looks at you and kind of tugs at your sleeve and says, "Can you please take me out of here?"
Yes, we'll be going soon. We just need to rescue a friend of ours, and then we'll get out of here. Don't worry, you're safe with us.
Okay. Rukvi, do you go to the restroom?
I think he. I do perceive the shadow. And then the person who contacted me it was through telepathy, or was there a person physically next to me that guided me to here?
You are what person guided you here?
I don't know, the person who showed me the bathroom.
The
Oh,
dwarf.
it's the dwarf.
Oh, the dwarf. Okay.
You simply kind of pointed.
I mentioned this is. It's dark. It's shadow. There's something in there. Somebody in there. I think. I think it's occupied.
You can hear the wailing voice again. Oh, Amagero, did you not clean it up? Is it another carrion crawler in the pipes? You know? And the dwarf kind of pales and says, "Of course not, master. I took great precautions at cleaning everything and preparing it for our guests, but I'm willing to check if needs be." And then he kind of runs with his sandals up, sticks his head inside. Then he gets out and says, "No, everything is as it should be, clean, tight."
Do we hear this interaction between them?
Yes.
I walk inside. I just walk in.
I'll say that I think I have to pee as well. I'll join them.
Okay. So you two are going to use the restroom. At this point, you can hear again the wailing voice, which you now associate with those balls of lights that are floating. And this voice says, "Well, this is quite disgusting, I must say, this poo and pee thing you have to do all the time."
I don't get used to it.
Well, of course, I don't have to do it. I'm perfect.
Indeed.
So I must be asking you, how susceptible are frost giants to mental interrogation? Any one of you have any idea? Because I've been trying to interrogate him, and he's so stubborn. It's awful. I had to proceed with much care because I didn't want to harm his, mind, stubborn mind, I must add.
Well, what do you want to know from him? What piece of information does he have?
Well, I did hear a lot of rumors about giants doing all kinds of crazy things up on the surface world. So I just want to know what's going on. My beloved city seems to be in danger.
Is this the voice in our head?
It's not in your head per se. You think it's kind of being projected from this glass cube.
Who are we speaking to? I'll say out loud.
You're speaking to me.
And who is you?
Oh, people call me the Xanatar.
I can tell you who you are speaking to. You are speaking to the people who saved this town from the frost giants, actually.
Yes, exactly. And this is why I wanted you to visit my fine establishment as my guests. Where is that ale and food you require? Amagero? And then the sandaled dwarf kind of rushes back. Yes, sir. Meat pies, roasted chickens, and ale from the moonstone mask in from Neverwinter, and he comes with a tray.
I'm all over that tray.
It appears, Xanathar, that our missions are aligned, at least temporarily. I've had success interrogating Harshnag in the past. I have some delicate family secrets that I know. If you'll allow me, I'm sure I could get the information.
Sure, but how are you going to do it? Are you going to do it like with knives, skinning him and prodding him with needles, and or are you going to talk to him, or are you going to think really, really, really hard until blood comes out of his nose? Which one is it?
I just need to speak with him.
Words? Not even magical?
Yes. Well, I tend to use my mind for these things, but yes.
Oh, I must say I'm a little bit disappointed, but okay.
Results, sometimes the simplest solution is the best.
Well, I kept telling Vostarava about it, but he wouldn't listen. He just wanted to prod. Tentacles, tentacles, tentacles. It's quite disgusting also. I was afraid he will damage him. So I decided he should leave the prisoner alone.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Okay. You guys emerge from the restroom, but you can both roll perception checks to see if you notice anything out of the ordinary.
You got a natural 20.
I got a total of 20.
Okay. So any of you who visited the restroom and rolled above 15 identifies some slime on one of the on one of the walls, like someone with a slimy hand touched it.
Could I try to figure out? I mean, Rookby just like touches it with his finger. Like, what is that? In the bathroom, tries to feel it. Like, what is this?
It appears to be like to take the shape of a hand with something like 4 fingers and very, very, very long.
Very what?
Long.
Which way is it directing? In which way is it directing?
As if someone was holding the doorway and looking right down at the arena. So
With
maybe
long,
some
slimy fingers.
Yes.
Could I do some sort of check to know if I know anything about things with slimy long fingers?
Sure. You can probably make a I don't know, intelligence can be investigation check.
Okay. 7.
Okay. So with a 7, you don't recall seeing or ever interacting with something like that, and an inspection of the toilet it does seem like this place was cleaned up actually rather nicely. So,
you mentioned that it looks like the hand was somebody sitting upstairs and looking down at the arena.
yeah, so think about it this way. The arena is like 20 feet below you. There is a walkway and then the booth. Okay. And all the group is there, and just above it there's another floor with some several openings. One of them is the restroom, and you believe someone was there watching the rest of you down. This is probably the shadow that Rookvi thought he saw.
Is there anything, do we see anything right now over there?
No.
Okay.
Nothing in the toilet.
Not that you see.
I'm going to telepathically communicate to Fillory. It's just some bullshit coded message. The dark stone is rising, and the dark stone is rising, and he was right. This will work. I'm just testing to see if the Xanathar is reading my mind.
Okay, got it. So as you do that, you again hear this wailing voice, and it says, "So, why is this frost giant so important to everyone?"
Okay, I'm gonna reach out to who's there. Galen's there.
I think
I
Peleus.
assume I'm there.
Peleus. Okay, so I'm gonna reach out to Galen and I guess individually one at a time, really quickly, and just say, "This. I don't think this is the Xanathar we're dealing with. This is an imposter." And then I'll say out loud, "The giant isn't important. The information he has is."
Information about what? About killing things in the forest and eating them, stripping down the skins of woolly mammoth. What does this frost giant know that is so important to everyone?
The location of the frost giant armies and the placement of their ships.
Boring.
Maybe to you.
Well, yes, I don't have nothing to do with ships and armies. I have everything I need here, and you know, all I need is to pull a string there, a string here, and you know, everything is fine and good.
If you allow me to interrogate him, and once I break him, you can. If you tell me what it is you're after, I will get it for you.
That sounds interesting enough to allow. You can follow Gnarl. He will take you to the prison.
So what information do you want me to gather from him?
I don't know why he's so important. You can ask him. I did, but he didn't answer. I think he's depressed. Maybe it's lack of sunshine. I don't understand why people value the sun so much. Well, it's round, which makes it perfect.
Indeed, just like a beholder. Right. Did you happen to also capture the sorcerer that was traveling with Harshnag, the one-armed fellow?
Oh, yeah, I think he's being prepared for dinner.
Before you eat him, can I ask him a few questions?
Oh, no, I don't eat him. Vosterava eats him. Or most, well, he eats brains.
Before you allow that to happen, he has some important information that you might like as well.
Who? The elf? Okay, Amagero. Take them to the prison. And with regards to the elf, please call Vosterava. And the dwarf kind of bows and rushes down the tunnel.
Vosterava.
Yes.
All right. Let's go.
So the dwarf returns after something like 5 minutes, saying that Vosterava is gone, sir.
At this point, my spiders are probably...
Oh, your spiders, they're sick. What happened to them? No. They become small and small. You didn't feed them. You didn't feed them. It happens to me too. I sometimes forget that the goblins need food, and then I find them dead. Well, it happens.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the spiders just turned very, very little again.
Oh,
but that's fine.
Does it happen with goblins? I didn't see them turn small without food. They simply stop moving.
Yeah, I think they just die, probably. Sounds about right.
It would have been much more simpler if goblins without food would simply become smaller. I can simply give them food.
The very fat ones will become a little smaller.
Oh, maybe I should recruit fatter goblins. Oh, now that's a brilliant idea. Amagero. And then he relays instructions for his dwarf to kind of recruit fat goblins from now on.
That's a very good indicator too, by the way.
So, I'm terribly sorry, but my Illithid advisor is not here. Unfortunately, you can't enter his quarters. It's kind of a contract between the two of us. But Gnarl here will take you to prison. You can talk with the Frost Giant as much as you like.
Okay.
What's the name of the dwarf?
Amagero.
Okay. As he takes us downstairs, down to the prison, I'm trying to use diplomacy to try to get out of him information about where is this what's the name of that brain eater? Where is his quarters?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. So you are being led further deeper into the Xanatar's hideout. With the help of Amagero, you obviously don't get lost. Sorry, Gnarl. You don't get lost. Amagero actually comes with you. He claims to be interested in the interrogation as well.
So Gnarl is the elf and Amagero is the dwarf?
Yeah.
Okay.
So roll your diplomacy. Let me know.
I got a total of 20.
Okay, that's amazing. So as you talk with the dwarf, and as you pass corridors and staircases that lead down, up, and there are tunnels and elevators that are being manipulated by goblins, you actually get yourself into one of a T intersection in which the dwarf kind of waves and says, "Oh, Vostarava quarters are over there," and you kind of mentally mark the area. Which is actually not very far from the prison. You are taken through 2 corridors that are long with, again, symbols of eyes etched into the walls. The eyes kind of open and close at irregular intervals as you pass. And on the sides of those corridors, they have armored knights standing there on pedestals. And then after these 2 corridors, you are brought into what appears to be a prison cell. A prison cell block. There are 2 hovering armor plates that appears to be guarding this area. The elf waves at them and they part ways, and then you enter a long corridor with 7 doors on one of its sides, and the elf simply points at one of the doors. So it's a smallish, like a regular door. So the giant must have been dragged inside unconscious or forced inside. Definitely not an easy squeeze for it. It's a metal door with metal bars that allow you to peek into the room.
Does it look like strong enough that the storm giant won't be able to just bash it out?
So you believe it's actually not strong enough, which makes you actually wonder why the giant isn't trying to escape.
So I'll walk down to the door. I'm going to look in every door on the way.
Okay. So, every door on the way. So, at the first cell, you can see a half ogre curled in one of the room's corners with another minotaur. It's strange. Okay, it's awkward. There are a lot of straw on the floor, and the 2 seem either beaten or after a fight. You're not sure, but they're quiet. One of the cells is empty. On 2 others, there are people inside, humans, and they are getting up and withdraw from the door as you look inside. The rest are empty besides another cell that hosts a female drow, and she smiles at you as you look her up. And then you can see a chilled room. The walls are dark and blue, and there are packs of ice everywhere. And then inside of it, you can see the giant simply sits there with his legs crossed and his head like this on his arms, and he's staring at the opposite wall. Big beard, wide shoulders.
Barely fits in the room, I'm guessing.
Exactly, yes, like kind of crowded inside.
I'm gonna reach out telepathically to him and just say, Harshnag, I'm a friend. We've come to rescue you.
All you can hear is a snort.
From the giant?
Yeah.
Are you ready to be free?
He looks at you and says, "Enough of your mind games.
Very well.
Illithid."
Oh no. No. That's not me. Who sent us here? Out of game, who was it that told us to go get him?
The black stuff.
Black stuff.
Right, okay. The black staff sent us.
He looks at you again and says, "I can hardly believe that after all the damage I've done to the city."
Yeah, well, that's true, but whether you believe it or not is irrelevant. She did send us because you have important information.
He says lies. What can I possibly know that interests her?
And then in his head, I'll telepathically say that we need to find the Ring of Winter.
Actually, he answers like he's speaking when he replies to you, so you all hear it. He says, "There is no Ring of Winter. It's a myth." And I need you all to make perception checks when he says that. You, yeah, all of you.
70.
8.
Okay.
21.
10.
16.
Okay. Rukvi?
A 22.
Oh, 22. Sorry.
Amazing. So basically, looks like only Enderist, who was very focused on talking to the giant, missed the fact that the dwarf has left very, very quietly when he heard the words Ring of Winter coming out from the giant's mouth. The elf actually came 2 steps closer, and who's the one running over 20?
The one what?
Rolling over 20.
I did.
You,
And
Rukvi.
Galen also.
Okay, so both of you see the outline of a hunched old woman starting to wave her hands just at the end of the cell block. Rukvi, you identify her. This is the same sorceress that helped or tried to help Stev.
The sorcerers that we fought before.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we first got into the dungeon.
Yeah, when you got into the dungeon, you fought a sorceress. She left. She teleported away as she saw you were too powerful. So she is standing there right at the end of the corridor, starting to cast a spell.
All right. Well, let's finish this fight then. Brookby, out of nowhere, just moves his entire meat slab of a body towards her and tries to interrupt whatever spell she's casting.
Okay, so suddenly, all of a sudden, you all see Rukvi turn around with his shield.
In fact, I'll cast Misty Step.
Okay.
Oh,
So wait, Misty Step is an action, or is it like a bonus action or something like that?
Bonus action.
Okay, awesome. So you vanish into a cloud, and then you materialize next to her. I need you to make an attack roll, and you all can roll initiative.
All right, come on, one time. Nope, it's a 10.
So you'll have your
11.
surprise round. Wait.
Oh right, surprise.
You will have your surprise round because you were the only one looking at it. So yeah, initiative scores.
Corin got to 16.
Quarian. Yeah,
15 for Pelias.
15 for Pelias.
14 for Forgar.
The same for Galen.
Oh,
Also 14.
clustered together. Rukvi. He's gone. Enderist.
He has
11.
a 7. 7 for Rookie.
Enderist and a 7 for Rukvi. Okay.
And since I don't know who it is, I'll just like poke like maybe Andrews like I think someone down there need our help, but then I'll see Rookie Mr. Step down there to attack her.
Okay. Okay, great. So, Rukvi, you materialized next to her.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
All right. First swing was a 10.
A 10 doesn't hit, actually.
Second swing is 24.
24
And-
hits.
I'm going to smite for the first time, despite not being a crit.
Oh, amazing.
At second level, fuck it.
Whee!
So it's gonna be a 5 bludgeoning plus 3d8. Wow. Okay, a 10. So 15 plus 10. No, 5 bludgeoning plus 10 radiant damage.
Okay, 15 overall. So, this is amazing. You appear next to her and smacks her. She tries to grab hold of her spell, but fails miserably because of the grieve wound you've inflicted upon her, and her spell dissipates. She shrieks and then tries to retreat. As she does so, you identify 4 more shadows behind her. You identify those as Zentarim agents, like hidden in various kind of crouching forms. Obviously, they've snuck all the way towards this place.
Okay. If she moved away from me, I'll use my reaction to hit her again.
Okay.
9. Dang it. She's so slippery. I hit the wall.
The old ladies. Super
Okay.
slippery.
So now initiative is over. Sorry, not initiative. Surprise is over. We can start with Quarian.
Okay. The elf and the brain above it is going to about there. Any of us?
Sorry, someone was rolling die.
The elf with the brain above its head.
Yep.
Is it, like aggressive? Is it about to attack us?
He approached Anderest with interest, like when he heard the words Ring of Winter coming out of the giant's mouth.
Okay, so it doesn't seem hostile right away.
No.
Okay, do I see the witch or the...
So
shadows?
if you kind of look, so yeah, you can see her, but you don't see anyone behind her.
Okay, how far is she away from us?
Let's say 30 feet.
Okay, cool. I'm going to...
Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to cast... No. Nah. I have nothing to do. I have seriously nothing to do. I can...
Help me get Harshnag out of here. Convince him to leave.
This is exactly what I'm going to do. I speak to Harshnag in Giant and tell him, you seem to be considered, Mr. Harshnag, with the damage that you have caused so far. Care to help us fix it, because this is what we're trying to do. Before that, I positioned myself in a way that the elf couldn't, that blocks the elf, that it couldn't get too close.
Okay. He says, he looks at you and says, "It's a waste of time. You're all gonna die. And there's nothing in my power to change that." Yep. What?
I believe otherwise. And we're all gonna die eventually.
Make a, let's say, a persuasion check, charisma persuasion check.
22.
Okay, that's good.
Nice.
So he's listening. He's not moving, but he's listening. Peleus, what do you want to do? You are you are only aware of the woman Rukvi is attacking. You're not aware of people behind her.
Yeah, I will cast Erupting Earth under the fleeing target.
On what? On the sorceress?
Yep, exactly.
And kill all the poor innocent people in there.
No, it's just a 20-foot cube.
Yeah. So it's an
So
entire cell.
Yeah, and a 20-foot cube will basically capture the entire cell block. So unless you can kind of say who is hit and who is not.
And there's a lot of, like, how many people would I catch with that?
You believe like everyone, basically. I mean, you can probably push it a little bit, but you'll at least hit.
That's including the innocent halfling and
Yes.
Hillary.
Let's not do that then, because I don't.
But it's on brand for you.
It's on brand.
Oh yeah, you can actually
that
do
was
it.
the wizard. That was the wizard.
Yeah, that's
Wizard, druid, caster. I mean, warlock, same thing.
It would have been 3d12. I don't know. Some people might not survive that.
I might not survive
NPCs.
Yeah,
I don't
right?
think so.
Okay, let's turn into something. Okay. Beast shapes. What would be good for level 7? Oh yeah, I'll turn into a into an Allosaurus or whatever.
What's
it's
that?
like a
What?
giant-
How big is that?
I don't think they're that big. I think they're like a raptor or something. So
Okay.
not like really, really big, I hope.
I think it's the one with the like wide head sort of thing.
Okay.
I think.
So the druid turns into this creature from Jurassic Park.
And yeah, I will attack the sorceress. So
Okay.
oh fuck, I should have prepared this. I have this stat block somewhere. Wait, is it way down? Yeah, here it is. Okay. Did I move at least 30 feet? How
Yes.
far was
yes,
she away?
she was
Okay,
30
great.
feet.
Okay.
You do the raptor screech as you go out with your claws.
Yeah, of course. I will like tackle her from behind. 20 plus 6. That is a 17 to hit
Yes.
for 10 plus 4. That's 14 damage.
Okay.
And because I moved 30 feet in a straight line towards a creature and hit it with a claw attack on the same turn, the target must succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
She's prone and also not moving.
If the target is prone, the Allosaurus can make one bite attack against it as a bonus action. Okay, let's skip on that one.
What?
What?
Why?
What? Why would I? I mean, she's already down. Do we need her? Maybe.
Is she down or dead?
She's dead.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
No, that.
For effect, I mean, you gotta
No, yeah,
eat and
for
then you
effect.
gotta look up and roar like a T-Rex
Yeah.
after that.
Okay.
That's a
100%.
16. I forgot to add the modifier. So a 16 and then.
Okay. So she's down. This is
She's
amazing.
not coming back.
She's not coming back. Thank you, Peleus. Forgar.
I eat her.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
I don't know. I was gonna fight her, but she's down. Are we attacking the elf?
So you don't see anyone other than her. The T-Rex is eating her, and Rukvi is the only one who saw those shadows behind her. I'm guessing you shout something, Rukvi?
Yeah, I shout, "Show yourselves!"
So-
into the shadows.
So you believe
Cowards.
cowards? Asking while he's backing up. So you believe there are more people just around the corner, but you don't see them.
Alright, well, I will march up to where before the corner and ready in action
Okay.
and attack.
So what's the ready action? Like if someone kind of passes the doorstep or
Yeah.
something? Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
That was okay. Galen, you are up.
Yes. The
Yeah.
creepy mind-controlled elf is looking to us, right?
He is next to you, and when you look at it, he kind of shifts his gaze between the giant and the wall just across its prison door, as if contemplating something, and the huge brain thing above it kind of pulsates.
Yes.
So yeah, I was right. It's something like a raptor.
It's quite a large creature too.
Yeah, a little bit larger than I thought.
Yeah.
Well, this hasn't gone to plan. I say, this is bad, and then I'll attack the brain creature.
Above it? Okay.
Yes. And while I'm doing that, I'll just look over at Andrews and say, "Oh, you might want to ask Fillory how she knows these guys."
Oh, okay.
That sounds like a perfect time to say that.
Yeah, that is a good time to say that. Yeah, just shock everybody.
How does she know which guys?
These guys, the senators.
Oh, okay.
Zentarum or the
So yeah,
Zentard,
that's a 22 and an 18 to hit.
Yes,
Quarter
both of them
Yeah.
go in.
Yeah, so that's an 8 and a 5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Does it seem to have like a normal effect on it?
Yes. 8 and a
Does
5. Okay.
Yeah, so 13. Does it look hurt?
Yes. You kind of punch it. You can see that its flesh is like brainy and juicy and leathery. So it's not very nice to hit it, but you definitely managed to do so.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'll get a flashback to some other brain that I might have punched into the ground. belonging to the- and do flurry of blows and punch it twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a 26 and a 25.
Ow!
Okay.
For another 14 points of damage.
Amazing.
Nice.
So gooey, icky, yellowy stuff kind of spurts on the walls as you smack it. Amazing.
Well, it's a lot easier this time. No bone pieces stuck to my fist.
Okay, and the wrist. You're up.
Okay. Am I within reach of the brain tentacle creature?
Yes. It's just right behind you.
Okay, so I'm not going to back away, but I will turn, say a few words of power, point my cane at it, and 3rd level magic missile.
Okay.
3, 4, 8, 11, 14, 19 points of damage.
Amazing. At the creature or at the elf?
The creature. Yeah, the creature.
So with a 19 points of damage, you might have... Okay, so the creature falls down dead, and the elf falls to its knees, and the tentacle that is attached to its brain kind of withers and dies, falls out from his head, and he falls down, looking at you with bloodshot eyes. And then Galen, he tries to kind of grab you, but not in a evil way or something like that. He kind of tries to hold on to you to get up, and he points at the wall just across the door of Harshnag and says, "Escape, escape."
I'll help him up, or help him like standing up.
So as you help him, he kind of touches the wall in a specific place, and then the wall kind of moves back and slides away to open what appears to be a cave that runs deep into the earth. There's no bricks there. There's no it wasn't made. It's like a natural cave, and
Is it big enough for a storm giant to squeeze through?
yes.
Walk through?
Yes, it's kind of a cave that opens up, and he says, "I can lead you."
Okay.
Alright.
Awesome.
So with the rest of my action, I'm just gonna yell, Forgar, free the other prisoners, and I will move to the nearest door, and I'm gonna see if I can open it somehow. I know I can't, but
Are we out of initiative?
No, you're still at initiative.
Okay.
So that was Enderist, and now we are at Rukvi's turn. So you have 4 figures crouching just in front of you.
And this is in a cell, so they can't go anywhere?
So it appears the other way around. So you are at the cell block, and they are coming from a corridor. So actually, you don't have anywhere to go to.
Well, then I'm going to go the only way I can, through them.
Okay.
yeah.
And as I get closer, do I get to see...
Make a perception check.
All right. Perception. 16.
Okay, so you can see that one of them is holding a thin curled blade at hand, and he's like dressed like a ninja or something like that. The other 3 are aiming light crossbows at you, and they all wear uniforms that identify them as Dentarim.
Okay. Basically the ninja that attacked us before.
He hasn't acted yet.
Yeah. Should I kill them? These people? Should I kill these people?
They're Zants. Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right. Yeah. Forgar is behind me. He's gonna bash the first one. The first one, guy with a bow. The first person with a bow.
Okay, go for
Gonna
it.
get into melee range of everybody if he can.
You can, but you'll have to pass the one with the blade. So he might
The one with the knives.
Yeah, so as you kind of pass next to it, he might get a swing at you, a free one.
All right, then I won't get past that far. I'll just no, you know, I will. I'll make sure that if anybody runs away, they'll get an attack of opportunity from me. I'll take one attack from him then.
Okay, so you rush forward, and he kind of, you can hear his blade kind of singing, and he actually rolled this is a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Okay,
Yeah, that'll do her.
so you take this is 4 piercing damage from his sword, but then he twists it. Yeah.
Sneak attack, and then the poison.
Yeah.
Poison's coming. I'm not a dwarf. I don't get resistance or anything.
The twist brings forth 12 more points of damage.
Ooh, ouch.
and then you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right, Groupie, come on. Oh, total of 20.
Amazing.
Nice.
So you only take let's roll it just 3d6. You take 9 more damage, poison damage from the poison on his blade, and then you can hear him say to his friends, "Grab the giant!" And one of those men with the crossbow yanks a device which looks like a it's like a black egg or something like that, but it has what appears to be a clockwork mechanism attached to it, and this guy kind of bolts. So it's basically their turn. So he bolts, running past you, so you get your attack of opportunity.
All right, I'm gonna cast Ensnaring Strike on him.
Can you, as I think attack of opportunity is just a melee attack or something.
Not with the Warcaster feat, I don't think, or something like that.
Oh, really?
I think if you casted Ensnaring Strike last turn as your bonus action, next hit that happens.
Yeah,
the next time you hit a creature.
It's a bonus action to cast it.
Okay,
Damn, yeah,
so,
I could have.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So
All right.
let's assume you did. It's cool.
Okay, so then from somewhere, from the wrist, like a bunch of vines grow and cover my hammer as I'm about to swing at him.
Okay.
With my reaction, and I'm gonna cast it at 1 level because I don't have second levels right now. Must make a strength saving throw or be restrained by magical vines.
Okay.
But you have to hit him, right?
Yeah, I also have to hit him.
Casting the spell is hitting him.
So what was the
total of 20 to hit?
Oh yeah, definitely hits.
10
you do
bludgeoning,
damage. Yeah.
and then it's plus 1d6 piercing.
Okay,
so 1 piercing damage on top of that.
Okay, so as you ensnared him, the egg flies from its hand. It kind of fumbled, and it flies from his hand toward like the middle of the corridor that you are all at. So Enderist, you are there. Galen is there. Rokvi is not, obviously. Peleus is there, or actually at the other side of it. And Forgar is there as well. So it kind of flies, and I need Querin, it's up to you because you are the first to act on the initiative order. Do you want to catch it?
Sure, can I do it with Mage Hand?
No, I will. You know what? Yes, but you still need to make a dexterity check to do that.
A what check?
A dexterity check, just to kind of cast it at the.
I got 12.
A 12. Okay, so you cast the spell, but the egg kind of flies just right through it. Kind of, it wasn't just on time. So you missed it, and the egg falls on the ground, snaps. You can see the clockwork mechanism that was attached to it kind of ping, flies away, and then magical light kind of washes over all of you. You are blinded by it, all of you.
Damn.
It's a flashbang grenade or something.
Yeah.
And
where do we appear?
when the flash disappears, you find yourselves, all of you, on a hilltop covered with ice, with this huge hut next to it, and there's a big hole in the roof of this hut, like something like a meteorite struck it right in the middle, and you appear there with the elf and with this masked assassin that attacked Rukvi. Okay, but the other people are not there. So we have all of you, the prisoners that you have freed from the prison,
The
and
halfling girl.
yeah, all the occupants of the cells, Harshnag and the assassin. All of you are kind of, dazed, looking around. You see nothing familiar. But this weird group of people are just standing there in the middle of nowhere, watching each other.
So as a dinosaur, I feel really uncomfortable about the right
Yeah. I describe it as I imagine it as if you are kind of raising your head with all the blood, eating the sorceress, and then you look around and then you return to eating her.
Oh no, I'm probably scared. Not again.
Not again.
Okay.
Wait a
And
minute. That's the question. Are all of us up there, or is it just the ones that were in the central hall?
no, all of you guys except the three short bow crossbow guys. So the assassin, the elf, and all of you, and all the occupants of the prison. Basically, everyone that was in the corridor. So.
Is the egg somewhere?
Nope.
The egg is toast, I'm guessing. And so Fillory and Garrett are there, right? You said everybody?
Yes, everybody.
Okay, good. Okay, well,
What?
I'll point at the assassin guy, whoever he is, and I'll just drop your weapon.
Yeah, are we in initiative still?
that was definitely a question.
He removes the mask, and we'll continue next session.
It's jolly. It's jolly.
Fucking jolly.
I know who it is.
So you can.
I know who it is. Yeah.
You can place your bets here, and the one who is winning the bet will get something special from me next session.
Okay.
So place your bets here.
I bet. So I'll bet 50 gold that it's our druid's girlfriend.
Hey.
I
So-
think you're onto something.
So write here, write those bets. So we'll have it ready for next session, and the one who is winning the bet will get will get a DM treat. Okay, so it should be worth your time. Okay.
Bonus level to whoever guesses it.
Plus, you have, in a sense, freed Harshnag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yes, and you promised us a
joining him in
level.
prison.
yes. So I did promise a level.
Oh.
So yes.
Good.
Can you imagine if we had teleported out? Like Harshnag was like, nobody's gonna rescue me, and then we get there and like, yes, we're gonna rescue him. He's like, you're gonna rescue me, and then we just teleport out, and he's just there by himself again.
Okay, awesome. So
yay.
congratulations on your new level. Please share with me any interesting information about your characters
So
via
much.
Roll20, or you can send an email to me. Place your bets here. The winner, if there will be a winner, will get something special from me. So, okay, awesome, great, guys. Thank you very, very much. It's been a lot of fun. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
Thanks for running.
Yeah, thanks for running.
Thank you, guys.
I,
That was a fun
Good
session.
health. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you,
You
soon.
You too.
Yeah, man, you too.
But,
Bye bye.
hey, only one guess per person.
Yeah.
I changed